Yo, yo, yo. Guess who's finally here? It's your boy, Mr. KM3, also known as Kendall Mathis 3. But what's up, guys? Long time no see. This is probably like my first time like ever making a video. Man, it's been kind of like on and off. This is probably like my um sixth take of this video. I originally wanted to make this video, yeah, I think around like September. And then that got pushed again later in September, and then I ended up making like, I'm serious, I made like at least like about five, six of these takes, and then I wasn't happy with one of them, the first one, second one, third one, and I'm just like, am I ever gonna get this video out? But so I'm like, you know what? Let me just try again. I'm constantly seeing videos on my Instagram and YouTube talking about like, oh, just post a video. If you make that first move, post that video. Post that video. Post. It doesn't have to be perfect. Post that first video, or just post that video. And I'm just like, you know what? I might as well just do it. But yeah, I'm here. It is Sunday, January 18th. Into 2026. Like I said, I was hoping to get this video out last year, but a lot of life stuff, setbacks, and just, my motivation kind of had, just got in the way of it. So, and then also just other stuff, but yeah, hope you guys are doing good. Um, you know, I'm happy to finally post this video up for everybody to see it. But yeah, the point of this video is just to like, talk about myself a little bit, and then also just what I've been up to, and just the and just kind of like an introduction for this channel, my art channel, and what I want to do, and mainly just you know um, talk about other topics in this video. I'm hoping not to try to be a bit too long, but you know what? I'm just like, you know what? If it turns to like a long video, hopefully you guys, um, stay and just listen to what I have to say. And then hopefully I get some like, get some feedback as far as like, you guys are in agreement, like what I say about certain, because there's some topics I wanted to talk about in this video. But anyways, but yeah, I just, like I said earlier, I go by Kendall Mathis 3. Um, I'm also go by Mr. KM3, but that's kind of like a recent one. I'm kind of going through like a rebrand right now, and just something like I was just thinking about, just kind of like a rebrand. That's something I've just been um, working on for these past couple of months, last year, and also just like you know, uh, just kind of like thinking to myself, reflecting, and kind of thinking about what stuff I want to do as like an illustrator, and graphic designer, and then just also just like you know, what I feel as though I really want to do as a visual artist, but also as like a creator, as a content creator. I know that's being thrown around a lot. Content creation, content creators, and keeping up with the algorithm and whatnot. But yeah, I'm trying to think about what I want to talk about first in this video, in this first part. Because there's a lot I want to talk about, like I said, and I do want to, just talk about certain topics, especially what I've noticed in like in the creative space. But like, just to kind of go off about me, I'm a big gamer, love anime, read comic books. I'm not a big like, long time, but it was kind of like more so recent, like around 2000 and like 16, 17, like reading DC, Marvel, maybe some Image, Vertigo. Trying to think. Uh, I think that's about it. Watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the films, and some of the shows. Of course, watching cartoons and stuff, from like Toonami on Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, Fox Kids, Kids WB, um, this, stuff like that. Um, but also just like I said, video games, big video game person, 90s kid, not, 93 all day, but, um, trying to think what else. I'm trying not to leave out anything because I know when I'm edit this video, I'm gonna be like, shoot, I should have said this, I should have said this, but I'm just let it ride out. But yeah, just a big like I love art, you know, especially like illustrations, like in the comics, manga, even like discovering like other like in other regions, like in Europe and that sort of thing, and then just even like animation too. Um, but yeah, just that's just is an all around guy that just likes stuff like that. But I do plan on making another video of like art books, like my certain art books I've collected over the years. But like my top favorite ones, um, that I wanted to put in a separate video, so you guys can kind of see like, oh, oh, that's cool. He's into this, and I can go into more details about like my inspirations and stuff. So, um, but yeah, you know, yeah, that's another video I was gonna do, but didn't happen. So hopefully soon. Hopefully I'll get those knocked out soon and get those. Once I'm done with this one, I could like get this one done, then start on the next one. So that's my plan, is to make my channel more consistent and just like put like quality. That's my biggest thing, is quality. Um, as a and I know the whole perfectionism, um, which I had a lot of overthinking, but um I had to just put that off to the side and just say, you know what, I just got to just do it. But yeah, anyways, yeah, just my whole plan is just to, showcase like a lot of like my art journey, art process, hopefully some time lapses, and then talking about nothing but like art related stuff, or maybe even other stuff that's, part of like the creative space. But yeah, yeah, I would say last year was such a big, I would say last year for me was just like a, just give me some time just to think about some stuff, um, about me, just kind of focusing on my mental health, my overall physical health. Sorry, I'm kind of looking all over the place, and I'm not trying to be, weird or anything, but I'm just like kind of, trying to think, as I'm talking about, you know, stuff that's trying to reflect on. Yeah, just a lot of stuff, and then also like just spiritual stuff. My walk with God. I'm a Christian. Getting back to reading the Bible. Yeah, just thinking of trying to just do better and try to get out of certain like habits, negative habits, like I was before, and just taking it a day at a time, and just putting my best foot forward, which and I also want to give a lot of like encouragement to people that are like me, or either that or just trying to figure stuff out, or just trying, or they're on the verge of giving up on like being a creative or just anything. Hopefully what I do want to give like encouragement to you guys, because that's my biggest thing, is just to do my best just to give you guys encouragement, and just bring motivation, because that's something I'm still struggling with, is motivation. But I know it's really rough out here, um, especially like where we're at, technology, AI, you know content creation, algorithm, social media. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, it's just a lot. But like I just want if you're on the verge, like depressed, or just like trying to get out of certain like funks or whatever, which I'm in that situation right now, just trying to do that. Just just do the best you can. Just put it's better to put like 5% into something that you're doing, like drawing, music, writing books, writing a novel, um, learning a new craft. It's better just to put in just take that couple minutes, and then like from then on it you have being consistent with it, and then it makes you look forward to it, and then it's like you're accomplishing, just like people telling me like to start small on goals, and I'm still doing better with that, just starting off small and just working way up. And then just like but it's like not to feel like you're rushing, just not rushing it. That's why I'm like with what I said about like taking your time with stuff, because things take time, just especially seeing in like social media. It seems like everybody just has it, but it's always not. I realizing that it's always never like that all the time. And you know even though I said that, I still kind of like compare myself to a lot of people that get jobs, they get these opportunities, they're doing this, and I'm over here like, dang, like I'm still like I'm still here working my 9 to 5 job, but and not to feel, envious about other people and that resentment, because I've been there. That's something I'm working on, you know. So, um, but yeah, it's just as artists and even as just people that just us as people. But I'll just stick with creatives, but like it just us as creatives, it's just we're just doing our best to like put out the best work we can, and we just want like just to accomplish our goals and just like create, just to like bring more positivity into the world, or just like be different, be original, um but I know some people say like it's cliche. I don't think it's cliche. I don't think it's nothing wrong with just being yourself, and like studying people what they do, but it's like the intentions of like why you doing this, even with content creation, why you doing this. For me, it's like it wasn't really for the money. I don't want to do this for the money. I would rather do this for the craft. It would is Yes, I do want to have. I do like once I start, like I do plan on starting a business in my art. Making comic books and selling prints and merch. But like it's just like top quality stuff. It's not like another thing. It's just like, oh, onto the pile of stuff. Onto the pile of low quality stuff just to make a buck. I'm not a person like that. I'd rather just people make good quality stuff, and it's from a good place too. You know and like I said, just with books, comic books, you want to tell us a certain story, you know. But yeah, I'm here. I'm here for just. I'm always here to support like any independent people that are like in comics, people that are writers, directors, like people that are just more so like they don't want to be part of the machine. They would rather just do it all themselves, and just because we're in an age where we have these resources and everything, that we can just do it all ourselves. That's why I encourage people just to not depend on these, bigger companies or whatever. But I get people need to eat. You need to work at these places. But like, I mean, as far as like creatives, that's not. I feel like we have so much more, you know, and it just kind of like going on a side note about like streaming services and music and all this stuff. I kind of hate that it's like I get it's like the convenience of it, but at the same time though, it's like once people make this stuff, these places they could just pull this stuff off like that, and we will never see it again. And you know, that's why I would rather like if people are like making their own stuff, they have it. They have the access of like, hey, we still have these books on our website, on our personal website, and we have a website that we can actually stream our own stuff and we make our own stuff, um, or books or whatever. So it's not like when these like Netflix or whoever, or Disney or whatever, and then they all these different changes like that are going on now. And now we're like, dang, like I didn't get a chance to watch that. Dang, this guy, I didn't get no one didn't get a chance to watch it or even experience it. So I'm like, that's why I give so much props to the independent people. So I'm like, yeah, just that's something I've been very like thinking about a lot about, especially what I'm doing. Um, just being able us to have the power just to control our narratives, you know, so we're not feel like we're being controlled by like computers and people that just want the quick buck. People in higher places that just want the quick buck. They don't care what happens to us. They're just like, well, we don't care. We just gonna make this stuff. Whether you know what I'm saying, and it could just be some slop, like what we see on social media, is AI, and then the hypocrisy too of it all. Like we're just trying to make this content, and it's not even terrible. But then like some people getting like strikes on it and getting removed. But you got these ads that are like full of like sexual content and just violence on there, and it's just like where like I thought we was trying to play fair here, but it seems like y'all as always never want to play fair. But even with credit, like in comics and stuff, like I've seen so many times in shows, like that whole battle and stuff, it's just like it's ridiculous. Like, that's why I always feel like it's like um, when it comes to stuff like this, everybody gets their fair share, you know. Because that's what I want. I want everybody to get their fair share, credits, finances, because this is because again, I see it too much in social media. People make stuff up, and it's like next thing you know, someone took it as like a trademark, and now the original person that actually did it doesn't get credit, or they don't get any financial like, um, you know, benefit from it. It's from somebody else. No different from the music labels and all that, but you know, um, even with AI, it's like with AI too. It's just like it's just the convenience. We're just gonna cut jobs because we don't want to pay artists. We don't want to pay people to create this stuff. We'd rather have a computer just to do this. That's why I don't like the whole thing with AI and what's going on with, companies buying up like all the RAM and all this stuff that people can use to make their own PCs, and now it's like now people can't purchase these anymore. So I don't know. It's just ridiculous out here. Um but yeah, just again, it's just like the whole social media creative aspect of it. Um because for me it's like, I'm in the works of making a comic book, and like, um um well, I'll say a little bit of it. It's a golf comic book, and it's called Iron Strikers, and um it's pretty much like a inspiration from my time playing golf when I was younger. And I stopped around high school. I wish I would have played in high school and then going on to college. That would have been a really great experience to do. But I ended up stopping, like, I think around like freshman year, sophomore year, you know, and never picked it up again until like maybe like 2020 or 2019, before the pandemic, into um excuse me, sorry, for the pandemic. And then I didn't pick it back. And then once it, around that time, and then around like 2021, 22, picked it back up, and I never looked back since. So yeah, it's just like, um, my time playing golf, at this local golf program. And also too, it's like, like it was like, and then also just including like Black American history, even my background, like, me being a Black American, and my whole family, and my family tree and lineage have all been in the United States for so many generations, and just like, and hopefully, soon we're still trying to figure out like our family tree. I'm not sure how far along as far as like dates and people wise, but I know it's on my mom and dad's side. They're still figuring it out, and that's something I've been really like interested in last year. So I was just I'll say the year before, but really like last year, I went to um, a family reunion, and I talked to one of my cousins about it since he was one of the ones that was actually keeping records and just keeping records of all our families and stuff on my mom's side. So um, it's just stuff like that is just really cool for me just to like get into, and that's why I kind of want to incorporate that type of stuff into like Iron Strikers. That on top of that, just kind of throwing in like um, references from my culture and stuff like that, and whatnot. And then too, just like making it very authentic too, because that's my biggest thing. It's like I know nowadays people be saying stuff like, "Oh my gosh, this product has too many black people in it. It's too woke and stuff." I'm like, come on now. Like I'm an independent creator. I want to make stuff like this. I want to make positive works for just for young high schoolers and even because I really want everybody to read it. High schoolers to like older people. No different from like mangakas making like My Hero Academia or whatever. Um, but yeah, but yeah, but yeah, just overall, like, yeah, just kind of like stuff like that. And then too is like in my uh, hometown of Indianapolis, Indiana, um, you know, just kind of incorporating like Black history from my city into the story as well. Um, yeah, just because this is stuff I didn't even know about from my city, Black history in my city, even just like Black American golf history too in this country. I've learned so much, and I wanted to at least like give a big like nod to that in my comic book. Um, but yeah, just and then finding out like other Black people playing golf too, you know, um, and that sort of thing. So it's it's just like another like just kind of pieces, stuff that a lot of people wouldn't even think about. But it's like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to make something like this. I don't really see too many people um, want to kind of dive into something in that realm. But I know there's other people that done other sports. Like there's a manga about bowling, you know, and I'm reading called Ten Pins. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm trying to think if there's any other one from independent artists. As far as comic book, I know in anime there's that Double Dutch anime, and then the hockey one, um, and then of course I think there's a basketball one too, but from New York Caesar, I believe. Yeah, but I know there's I know there's probably others out there from other like black creators, but um, but yeah, just kind of going, just doing that. It's like I'm still trying to write the first two chapters and making my merch because I really want this story to be very like like just people can just like it's like anybody can read it. It's people can take a lot away from this, and then, like again, it's just like I'm really putting my heart into this, and I have another series that I'm working on too. Hopefully I can um because both of these works, Iron Strike has been working on since 2022, and then the other one, I think around like 2020. Um, so it's kind of like on and off because of my job. I work a 9 to 5, not related to art. So yeah. So yeah, it's just been a struggle. Of course, like everybody else, it's like there are times I kind of want to give up on it. Why am I doing this? The low self esteem, the self doubt, um, just all this stuff. But I'm still doing the best I can as far as just like wanting to push through on it. Um, but yeah, I'll let you guys know, keep you guys posted on more updates on both of my works, especially like Iron Strikers. I did make a post about Iron Strikers on my Instagram. You guys can follow me on Instagram if you guys aren't following me already. Same thing, Kendall Mathis 3. I have my links in probably I think in my I'll put my links in this video. It's also on my YouTube on my YouTube page. Um, but yeah, So yeah, it's been I because also another thing about the series is I'm getting inspired by it from like other like sports manga, because right now I have been reading a couple so far, and actually let me see if let me grab one right here. Like this is one I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, this one, Ping Pong. Yeah, I'm reading that right now, and it is to me. I also got the Blu-ray of it, which, you know what? Let me wait later to talk about uh, physical media and stuff like that. But excuse me. But um, yeah, I'm still reading the first volume. I'm really enjoying it so far. And then I got this manhwa called The Boxer. I haven't started that one yet. I'm trying to think. I know I have something else. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know I have another one. But I know there's some other like there's also other mangas I want to read, like Green Greens, King Golf. I want to read those for inspiration. And I was watching Tombo, Oi Tombo. That I love that show. That show is really good. It's really wholesome. I'm like, oh like man, this show is so good. I like this show. It's really cool. The main character, Tombo, she's really cool. You know, just a wholesome anime overall. And like, funny enough, like I saw an article that talked about um the mangaka that created Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter, Togashi. He, I did not know this. Like he saw inspiration from he really praises Oitombo, the golf manga, because he just likes of how the whole like story is, and even just because he wanted Gon to be like Tombo. I'm just like, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm just like, wow, that just made me like, this is the dude that made these two like these top tier anime or manga series, and it's just like he's giving praise to like a golf manga, which I don't think people even think about reading, because I hear so many people like, oh, golf, who cares? It's like, okay, that's another thing too. Just want to make golf appealing too. Even though there's a show on Netflix, there's Rising Impact. I still need to watch that. A lot of people like that. That's on my list. But yeah, Tombo, Birdie Wings, A Girl Story. I need to watch the second season. That was pretty good. And then I watched Dando. I like that show. That was from the early 2000s. I'm not sure if it's on any streaming services, but yeah, when I saw that show like either I think earlier last year or the year before. I can't remember. It's one of those, but I got it on DVD, and I did like it. It was good too. Um, I'm trying to think anything other as far as well, anime, but also mangas. I do, whatever I said, I do plan on reading the ones I haven't read yet, and just really just trying to at least try to get like some of them don't have English translation yet. Like I know Oi Tombo doesn't, but like Green Greens and oh shoot, what's that other one? It's called something Robot Laser Eye, something like that. I just saw it. I keep seeing it, and I'm like, I didn't know it was like a golf manga, but I do plan on reading that. Um, Man, I'm really trying to think anything else, but like as far as other sports, mangas and anime, I'm watching Hajime no Ippo. I love that show is just top tiered. From That's one of my favorites. I'm still finishing up, and I do plan on reading the manga for that series. Ace of Diamonds, I love that anime too. Um, and I can't wait to see. I think they said there's gonna be a new season, a new series, a new season for that show. I'm like, oh my goodness, but I need to finish it. Great baseball anime. I'm trying to think of anything else. Megalobox, another great boxing anime, which I didn't know that show was like like I guess like a reboot of Tomorrow's Joe or Ashita no Joe. And I definitely that's another one I want to watch. I just got the manga for that series um last year, so I got parts one and then I got part two. So I'm gonna read those and then watch the anime next if I can try to find it. Um, Trying to think anything else. Hinamaru Sumo. That's another great sumo wrestling anime. Did not know anything about it until like last year, and I was like, I bought it both. I bought it on a Blu-ray. Um, yeah, I think it's like 24 episodes. I want to say. So it came in two parts, like part one, part two. Man, I'm like, man, I wish they would have did like a second season. But I know in the manga they continued. I can't remember when it ended, but yeah, it's another one I really like. Great story, great characters too. And I forgot to say about Ace of Diamonds, like the characters too. Megabox like the characters and story. Um, Tombo too. Dando, yeah, I like it. I'll give like a hat, like maybe like a 6 out of 10, five, or I shouldn't say five, 6 out of 10. Trying to think anything else. Ping pong. Um, Man, I know there's another one I was watching. I don't know why. There's a bunch of other sports anime I plan on watching, but haven't gotten to them yet. I'm just trying to knock out certain anime from my list. Um, but yeah, just kind of getting inspiration from those series, even just with the manga too, because this will be like my first manga I'm making. So I'm trying to get a lot of inspiration from like reading these series, even reading other series too. Of course, I'm actually reading the Hunter x Hunter series on the manga, not the the manga. I've already seen the anime, but I haven't read the manga yet. So I just bought like those bundles, the volumes 1 through 3. So I think I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and yeah, then it came with 7, 8, 9, I believe. Um, so I've been reading that. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. I know I bought a bunch of other ones recently, and now I can't just think of them all off the top of my head. But like I said, hopefully I'll probably just show them off in the next video, just so I'm not like kind of staring off into space and like you know looking making weird faces. But yeah, just reading stuff like that. Because even just what I was about to say before, also getting like inspiration from like rewatching like black sitcom shows from like the 90s, even early 2000s, which I've been getting DVDs of. um just rewatching Wayne's Brothers. Oh my, that's a great show. That is a great I love that show, the Wayne's Brothers. That is my show. The first time I saw it was like when I was in middle school in 8th grade. This is like 2006, 7 on BET. Loved it. Loved it since. And I'm trying to get all the DVDs too. I remember it always come on BET after like uh I want to say the day later on the day. Um I always love watching like Friday evenings, Friday nights. It'll come on. Like when I'm watching Adult Swim, I go back to BET and it's on. So I'm like, oh, cool. Let me watch an episode. So watching the Wayans brothers, getting inspiration as far as like the writing and like the dialogue. I'm trying to think of another one. The show Rock from the 90s. I can't remember what year. I didn't even know that show existed till like maybe when I was in college. Saw some clips. That show is so Man, that show is so real. It's like it has great writing. The characters are really good. The whole thing about family and stuff. It's I really do like it. Um, Trying to think. Yeah, great. All the actors in that show was great. Um, I can't believe it's not on DVD, which is like it's a crime it's not on DVD. But I think it's on streaming services. I just don't know what it's on. But Trying to think any other shows. Um, there's a Tyler Perry show that I just bought the DVD for. Um, House of Pain. House of Pain, if I'm not mistaken. I love that show. I just bought those on Blu-ray or DVD, and I like the writing on that show too. Very funny, very comedic, very funny show. Um, I know there's other movies I've been watching lately, a lot of black sitcom black movies from like the early '90s into the early 2000s. That's another thing I like, just black cinema, black American cinema. Um, like Malcolm X, one of my favorite movies. Sinners, watching that movie, man, it gave me a boost. Ryan Coogler, that's that guy. That's my guy right there. That dude is incredible. Man, I know I can't believe I can't think of any other movie or TV show. Um, I'll probably bring it up in the other video that I said I was gonna do. Yeah, just getting a lot of inspiration from, like I said, like my culture, and just like, especially just like learning how to like getting books on like how to writing scripts. Um, that's something I've been studying from last year into this year. So that's a big thing. Is just also just asking. Um, once I get this my draft done, I do plan on asking some people that are also like writers as well, just to see if they can like give me some feedback and whatnot, on how well I crafted my scripts for the comic, and also too with the visuals as well. I'm doing everything. I'm doing writing, drawing. I'm doing all that, and like I said, making merch. Just I'm promoting it all myself. Like I said, do my, even do my business as well. Like I said, I'll get more details probably in the next video as far as like my actual name of the my business that I'm going with and everything. Um, but yeah, just I'm looking forward to it. It's been a rough, it's been rough just trying to make progress on it, especially like after work, just feeling so drained. But even just trying to, I haven't even drawn other characters for the story yet. I'm still kind of like thinking about how the other characters look. I only have like maybe like on paper like at least like 10 characters, but like as far as drawing, I only have at least like two of them that I've drawn, and it's like the two main characters, or at least two characters are part of the main cast. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'll probably make another video about it later on, and keep you guys posted. But yeah, and on to the AI stuff, like hearing about people using AI to just make art. Um, which I mean, I'm kind of on the fence about that. I'll say like when it comes to like certain like tools, you know, I think it's good. Like I know some people on and I could be wrong, like people that make like 3D, like use Blender or whatever. I know for that could be useful, just to kind of like like textures or whatever. Again, if someone is in Blender, they might say something different, like, "Oh, it's like I'm sorry," but I feel like just kind of that's what I'm kind of just assuming. That's I'm kind of hearing stuff from other creators that kind of bring this stuff up. So, um, yeah, I don't mind if you say something in the comments. I don't mind correct if you guys correct me about this, but like even just with like, I'll just say so more for me, like as far as like illustrate like an illustrator using like Clip Studio Paint. Um, some stuff might be okay, but just overall, it's just kind of like just using it. You don't really care about like practicing. You just like, there you go. I'm gonna just post this. I'm gonna just post, or even people that don't even aren't that skillful, and they instead of hiring an artist or hiring somebody, they just like I said, just because of sometimes some people may charge a lot, and some people may not have the money for it, but still, it's like there's some people that are able just to are able just to work out a budget, or just a good amount, you know but that's something I'm not a big fan of, just the whole, even just with other stuff like with AI, with companies, even just with using it in movies, it's to me it's like that's a no no. Like you're literally cutting off like a lot of people opportunity just so you guys can make a quick buck. Mm-mm. To me, that's like that's how it is nowadays with all this stuff. The convenience is all about the easy access convenience of everything, and I'm just like, I get it, but I'm just like, nah, don't. It's that's I'm not surprised. It's like as always, they want to cut corners. Always want to cut corners, and that's why, like I said, to those people that are watching this that are like creatives, want to start your own thing. I encourage you guys to do that. I'm for like everybody, write that book, write make that comic book, make those series of like illustrations and paintings, and I'm saying that for me as well, you know get into coding, get into just anything that's like you want to get into, but like I said, your intentions, like what are you really in for it for, um for me, I just want to create and just make great things, and just inspire people, um but um but yeah, it's just kind of stuff like that. Then too, like being a black artist, a black American artist, it's just kind of seeing the whole representation thing, and time again, it's like people complain about stuff that they don't like seeing. They don't like this, they don't like this, they don't like this, and then fans are kind of going overboard with certain stuff, and it's just like I'm just like, bro, you know what, this ain't it. It's like it's always something, it's always something, you know that's why I'm like, there's certain people I support, but that's why I'm more so supportive of like independent people, actually people that are authentic with what they want to create, you know, instead of it just being like, what I'm saying? It's like some like, I hate saying, like, I don't know, like just to do it, just to kind of get back at somebody. Like, what I'm saying? It's like, you know what? They're gonna keep doing this. They're gonna keep doing these remakes. They're gonna keep making all these remakes like they are now, and doing all this stuff. And everybody, and then even shows too that people didn't even want, and then all of a sudden now has like a season two, and that's because of people watch it because they were trying to like critique it, you know. And again, it's just like even with critiques, like people that always commentating, that's all they do is commentate and criticize everything. Sometimes I don't like them either, honestly, like that's all you do. And then some people that want to create something, you know, yes, it's a good way of just learning. It's just kind of like, getting feedback. But if you're just constantly just like criticizing everybody, even just with original ideas, you don't want to see this, you would rather just see like go along with the trends and all that. I'm like, no, I'm not with that. I'd rather somebody just, if they want to tell this story, whether it's like an animated movie, an animated short, music, or whatever, like I said, good intentions, you know, good messaging, not shock humor and being negative and just be like, well, he's just trying to be creative. I just want to push. No, you're just being negative. You're just adding more gasoline to the fire, in my opinion. That's why I feel like these content creators out here, they just want to just spread negativity because that's what everybody likes, negativity. Like, that's just what it is. Everybody loves negativity. Like, misery loves company. Everyone just talks about the relationship stuff, pop the balloon, like how much money you make, you know, like all this stuff that just, what I'm saying? It's just like money, money, money. We want money, you know what I'm saying? Instead of quantity over quantity is what I'm saying. You'd rather push out low quality stuff just to push it out than to take your time and actually just make it good. That's whether again it's like music, art, anything, clothing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this. It's to me, it just kind of feels like you're just another thing just to throw into the pile, of just useless stuff. You know, that's like, dude, you didn't have to do all that, especially in social media. Everyone just wants to just do something crazy just so that they can get attention. That's everyone's attention span is so short. All this stuff is just so short, short, short and sweet. Like, man, that's why sometimes I watch long videos. You know what I'm saying? I watch like those long, like maybe like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, videos of people just kind of talking and stuff. You know, but yeah, that's why I'm like, I've that's what last year really just gave me a chance just to think about some stuff. But just overall, it's just supporting artists, um, supporting musicians, supporting people that do stuff for the love of the craft. They love doing it. They love cooking. They love just anything. Um, and I'm always I would do my best just to support artists. I honestly, there's some stuff I don't even use a lot. I'm not even. I usually use like Bandcamp and like try to like I'm not even on a lot of social medias. The only sites I'm on is like Instagram at times. Um, I want to be on YouTube more often. Um, I am on Tumblr, but I might jump off of Tumblr. I don't know. I just jumped on Bluesky um, last week. That's been pretty good. Just so I feel more at ease. I'm like, yes, I can finally just post up stuff and feel good about posting it. Kind of like because Tumblr was my stomping ground around like 2014, like that 13, 4, really high school. But my art account was like uh 15, 16. So I was always excited just to like leave my job. I worked at a local print shop, and I always carry around like Jim Mahfood, like his small books, his zines and stuff. Excuse me. The 8 ounce series. Then had like Dave Crossland's. I forgot that what it's called. I might have to bring those up in the next video if I could find them. And then another book, the Black Comics. That the big old book. It just like a giant hardcover book talking about like Black American artists or just Black artists in the comic industry. Man, I learned there's so many artists that I saw. I've met two of them so far, or one. No, I talked to one over the phone, and then I met one in real life, um, which was really cool. And I'll go into more details about them in the next video. And that book was so cool. I bought it at Half Price Books. It was for like $20. Man, it was. I would carry that book, my sketchbook, to work every day. Just reading it. I'll just read it, reread it. Take that big old heavy hardcover book and just read it, and then read the Jim Mahfood and Dave Crossan books, and then just get excited just to come home and draw. You know, just draw, just sketch, which I'm actually getting back into now. Just sketching in my sketch. I always take this to work with me, and just try to draw, and just trying to get that excitement back like I did back then. That's something I'm wanted. I really definitely trying to do this month. You know, but yeah, just to do that and just feel happy about creating, get trying to get back into feeling excited about creating stuff every day instead of feeling drained and hopeless sometimes just because what's going on. But I just doing I'm trying to do better with it, just having reminders, like having my art just in my room, certain things around my room, and I just look at it. I'm like, okay, let me remember. That's like a reminder, like, hey, remember what you're doing this for. You want to get this started. Get this started. You know. So, and I've talked to people about this, and they have been supportive about me on this journey, and I'm happy. Last year I was in a gallery. Well, I wasn't, but it wasn't like a big like art gallery. It was like a small, like it was more so like a poetry event, and here in my city of Indianapolis, and I was able just to show off my art, even though I wasn't associated with like the college, which I didn't know was like a Butler University. Um, event, but it was a cool event. I'll try to like if I don't post up any like pictures from the event. But yeah, it was like a really cool like a black poet. Um, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I feel so terrible, but like I felt so great just having my art be there. I only had like maybe like one or two compliments there, but hey, just just doing it it was really good just to put myself out there, and I didn't. I was trying to get into other galleries last year, but sadly, you know I think I got turned down for two of them, but I hope in that hopefully this year I'll be able just to like try to participate in more galleries. Um, whether it's like black artists centered or just like any like calling all artists centered. You know, um, just doing cool stuff like that. Just meeting new people and networking and stuff like that. Which that's what I was trying to do last year, going to certain like galleries and stuff and whatnot. So it was last year's was really good just to get my feet wet. But I really would like just to kind of just to continue on that for this year moving forward. And also too from last year I attended Butter, the art fair. And then those that don't know what that is, um, it's a it's a art festival that's been thrown here on around Labor Day weekend. And last year was their fifth year, and hopefully I'll remember to put some footage or pictures from that event and like featured like it's just all like black artist based, centered. The owners are black. I want to say most of them went to attended Ball State alumni. The owners, and I'm not sure about the artists, but like the owners. Um, and then they've been doing it since, just like bring awareness of the black artists in Indianapolis. And last year, I remember like maybe the year before 2024, I saw it. I'm like, man, that looks so cool. And because my younger sister, she was volunteering there. And then, excuse me, just um, just even just seeing pictures of it, I'm like, man, this looks so dope. This looks so. It's like the venue was really nice. I'm just like, next year I am going, and I think that 2024. Yeah, first time I heard it was 2023. 2024, I forgot about it, and then saw it on the news that they were talking about. Saw it on Instagram. Then last year is when I was like, okay, let me go to this. So I got my once again, I got my ticket. Then my younger sister was like, "Oh, you should have told me, and I could have just got you." And I'm like, "Great, okay, sorry." So, but no, all jokes aside, but yeah, just just being able to go there. I went there for it's like a 4 day event. It's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I went there just for that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And man, I will tell you, it was worth it. It was really worth it. I only went to like one panel there. Um, I talked to some really cool people there. But just seeing like a lot of people from my city be here, and like just being there and just like seeing a lot of black artists that are in my city. It was incredible. It really just made me like rethink some things and just like made me more motivated into just like what I'm gonna do my best just to get inspired from this and just want to create more, and just even just with the representation of black Americans and just our presence in the art spaces too. um I know they had like other people from the African diaspora, like I think they had like a Haitian artist. um I'm trying to think. I think they had another person. I forgot where they're from, but yeah, just kind of seeing like, but that's the whole thing, like more so the African diaspora, I believe. Just the whole, that whole thing, just featuring artwork from people of that different background. But overall, it was really like um, eye opening. Um, just to just to kind of think about what I can do better, and like even in spaces like that, as far as like how I showcase my work, and like just trying to be clever with what I do, um and just being authentic. Um, but yeah, um, I'm trying to think anything else I need to bring up right now. But yeah, just that's from all from last year. I do plan, like I said, this year is just gonna be, I'm just gonna do the best I can, do what I can. I don't want to feel like beat myself up. I've done that way too many times already. So, but yeah, I'm gonna still do me. I'm gonna still support artists. I'm gonna still do me. Just um, enjoy just life. You know what I'm saying? My journey. It's all about the process. Enjoying the process, enjoying like doing making making a little progress, and just doing stuff like that. Um, you know, and not feel negative about it. So, but and I'm again, talking to myself, but really, I encourage you guys, whoever's watching, if you made it this far, really appreciate it. Um, but yeah, like I said, moving forward, a lot of I want to showcase you guys on my art journey. Um, hopefully I'm gonna do better as far as like doing vlogs for like events, um, discussion topics, maybe like kind of like videos like this. Just stuff like just stuff like this. Give people shout outs, having like videos of people me shouting out people that I support, showing off the stuff I got, like like my hauls or whatever. And yeah, that's about it. Man, I know I'm really trying to think of anything else I need to say. Um, hmm. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say for right now. Yeah, guys, just continue doing great things. I'm gonna do great things too. I'm gonna keep going in my journey. I hope like this year I really wanted to make a lot of progress in my art and other projects I'm doing. Um, and also just talking to you guys. And I'll be honest, I don't really care about like follower counts. What I'm saying, it's just like I'm more so like, what, if I meet cool people on here, that's great. I'm if I meet like a lot of people on here that relate to what I'm saying, and we want to have a discussion about it and whatnot, you know, that's great. That's all I want from here, just to connect. And I don't want to feel like like this thing with like social media is like I have 1,000 followers, only have like 2 followers, that sort of rule. Which I don't have that check mark, that blue check mark or whatever. I don't care about that. Honestly, it's like if I only have like 10 subscribers or 10 followers or whatever, that engagement. Hey, you know what? It is. I don't mind. You know, as far as like it's when I sell stuff, that might be a different story. But like still though, it's like even I guess I should be like, if people are still supporting my stuff, you know, I'm happy with it, and what I'm saying, I'm happy with it, But would it be great to just just what I'm saying, just being able just to motivate. My biggest thing is motivating people, just having this big push and just big like just in motivating other people just to just to continue doing better, just to do great things, um and just not having to bend the knee or having to you know critique, or not critique, but like just always like comparing yourself to other people that are doing things, even though somehow, what I'm saying, because I don't know how these people got it. Some people got it easy, some people didn't get it easy, but it's just like I don't want people just having this instant gratification mindset, like I got, or the microwave, just making piss poor stuff, and it's like and now people just gravitating towards. I want people to be different. I want people just to like do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want people to copy all, like, have this. It's just cookie cutter stuff. I want people just to do their thing and just like feel proud of it. Like I said, just art, being creative, music, being a chef, a craftsman, anything. Don't be ashamed of who you are. Like what I'm doing with me, trying to rediscover my. I shouldn't say rediscover, just being um being I don't know how else to say it. Just um learning my mistakes. I'm human. Um and just being proud of I'm being different. I'm not like everybody else. I like different stuff. I mean, I was about to wait another time to show this off, but like I have this MP3 player right here because I just been on this like this media stuff, and like I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, this is like my MP3 player right here. I've been putting music on. I haven't. And then I'm a big fan of Bomberman too. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, look at those guys. So just like doing stuff like that, and like my like clothing and whatever. You know what I'm saying, and like you know just doing my own thing. Not having to just follow trends, short term trends, because I get it. It's good to kind of catch the fire, or I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say. I was trying to think of that saying people say, just following trends and see what's hot. And like it's always that short term. It's always 1 minute is cool. It's all here, and next thing you know, it's a whole new one. So, but yeah, um, I think that's about it. All I can think about for right now. As far as just like everything I wanted to talk about in this video, but yeah, like I said, if you guys stayed until until right here, listened, I really wanted this to be like a chill video, just so that you can like kick back, maybe like draw, work on homework, maybe journal, anything like that. Just make this like a calm first introduction video. But but yeah, um, but yeah, that's all I got, guys. Um, Again, I appreciate those that are that watch my video all the way through. Um, I know I can't really see the timer on my phone, but like I want all of us to win. I want all of us to win. I don't want anybody just to you know give up on their dreams, and you know because I get it, it's tough. I don't want that to happen. I don't want you guys. I want all of us to win. I was about to say a DJ Khaled. I was about to say a DJ Khaled thing, Major Key, but yeah, just yeah, that's all I wanted to say. But yeah, I hope you guys having a good day. Whenever you guys are watching this in the morning, while your workouts, your walks, you know, at the library or whatever. But yeah, hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or late night. You guys are up late, up late in the at noon or midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. The night owls, or my morning birds. But yeah. But all right, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Yeah, just follow me. I'll put my links, my social medias on the end of this video. Feel free to check out my stuff, my art stuff. But yeah.